Welcome to The Daily Dish with New York Times bestselling author Leanne Ely. Putting vibrancy back into your everyday life and feeding your heart, mind, body, and soul. Join us every day at 1 p.m. Eastern for Motivational Monday, Tuesday's Tip, Wise Woman's Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday, Food Fight Friday, and of course Q&A, where no question is off limits, and Soulful Saturday. Here is your host, Leanne Ely, and The Daily Dish.
It's Wise Women's Wednesday, and I see a lot of wise women showing up already. It's good to see Erica and Marguerite and Catherine. Nice to see you. Nancy's here. Hello. Who else is in the house? Well, I just know they're all going to come storming the gates any moment now. Jocelyn's here. I told you. Here they come. Hi, Jocelyn. Hi, Carla. I'm glad you're here. And Deborah's here. Fabulous. Fabulous. There's my girl, Joanne. I just love it when you all show up. And of course, Amber, Jenny. Guess who else is in the house? Lindsay. All of our girls are here. Hello, Gloria. Oh, you like this color? Thank you. This is my Believe in Yourself t-shirt. I love this t-shirt. Hello, Autumn. Hello, Mary. I'd like seeing you show up. That's going to be part of the thing. I think you're going to like today's show, especially after yesterday's avalanche. I mean, I don't know if you were here for yesterday, but did we get into the weeds or what on food addiction? I'll tell you what, that's personal. It's personal for me. And I know that it was personal for a lot of you. I got some messages, so I appreciate that. Thank you so much. It was just kind of I felt like it was a little bit rambling, kind of like, this is everything, but you hung in there with me and I really appreciate it. Hi, Laura. Hi, Maureen. Good to see you. We have a good quote today, which I think is really fabulous. Thank you, Erica. I appreciate that. It's in a world of doing. It's important to take a moment to just breathe, to just be. And I think this is a good thing to put in for our places. It's a placeholder. How about that? For just sitting and being a part of and meditating and journaling and doing all the things. Our morning rituals are so critically important, aren't they? I think. Hi, Sarah. I'm glad you're here. So that being part, this is when we get to be. Hey, Jeanette, we get to be first thing in the morning, getting it all started on the right foot. I think that's so important. Today, as you know, is Wise Women's Wednesday, and after yesterday's explosion, we're going to go into the place of creating an effort to get unstuck. And I think this is really going to help, especially if you were there yesterday and you had your, you were just like, what the heck's going on here? I've got some, this is your to-do list. These are the things that are going to help to get you going. Hey, Gloria, I'm so glad you're here. Lucy, I'm glad you're here. Jane as well. Susan in the house. She's not taking no for an answer. I'm so glad. Anyway, we're going to step into that in just a minute. But first of all, I want to know, are you doing the hydration challenge this week? Are you? Are you all in? I got my water bottles going. I've got my hot milk mix is in here. And I've started using one of those little blender thingies, the little springy that they give you. So fantastic. Makes everything just yum. Good, go, great. Kimberly's here. Say hi to Kimberly. So Marguerite's all in. You know what Marguerite has been doing? I want you to follow what Marguerite has been doing. She's still posting her pictures of her walks. She's still doing all the things. This is the separation factor, okay? When you are all in, you're doing the things. You're going from one challenge to the other challenge to the other challenge. You're posting, you're here, you're present. You're getting results. Plain and simple. And boy, doesn't that just fuel everything? Doesn't it? I know it does. Hi, Angie. I'm so happy that you showed up. I'm happy all of you are here. Mary Ann's here. So we're going to get into how wise women can create an effort to totally get unstuck, because this is what we want, right? We're also, are you getting my emails, by the way? Are you getting all my emails? I have an email that's going out every single day. I'm going to bug the nonsense out of you to say, get committed and come to Full Bloom. We are cutting off registration for the in-person stuff the end of this week. I want you to think about this. Go check it out. Go to savingdinner.com/bloom and see if maybe you're getting a little something stirring you up inside saying, I want to be there. I hope so. Sarah loves the emails. Well, thank you, Sarah. We appreciate that so much. Erica says she's taking a break from Facebook, but I'm still all in. I love that. I'm just glad. You know, when you show up here, Erica, we take that as a showing up, man. It's showing up, right, Jama? She knows. Vicky's here as well. You know, showing up is showing up. It's all about that. When do you go through all the stuff that we have for Getting Unstuck and the effort that it takes, I think you're going to find it a whole lot easier than maybe as dreadful as maybe you thought it might be. You know, I'm just saying. Now, anybody who's here who's not getting our emails, it's super easy. Just go to savingdinner.com. You'll get an annoying pop-up, promise. And that pop-up, just fill it in and we'll get on our email list. That means you're going to get show notes. Every single day you get the show notes from the day before. You also get great recipes. You get a little like sneak peek of whatever's coming up. So these are, you know, helpful, useful emails. You only get one email a day. Sometimes two, if we've got an event or something going on that we want to say, hey, you, come on. We've got something going on. So that's how that whole thing works. Okay. Collagen Challenge is next week. If you don't have your collagen kit, real easy, savingdinner.com/collagen. Go watch the webinar. And we had a little something stir the pot. So I have a new webinar that I'm thinking in the back of my head of doing on how to clean up the gut, you know? Because you know what happens to us when we have leaky guts? We're leaking out our nutrients. We're charging up our immune system when we shouldn't be. We're not feeling the way that we need to. And especially for those of us like I am, have an autoimmune disease, you got to really pay attention to this stuff. So I don't think I've talked about it enough. I'm going to get all over it. So if you're interested in that, you got to be signed up for our email so you can sign up for that. Okay. Secondarily, thirdly, or fourthly, wherever we are on this whole thing, our CoQ10. Do you take this? Listen, CoQ10 to me is a core nutrient that so many of us do not have enough of. Do you know the #1 killer for women is cardiac disease? Did you know that? I don't want that for you. And CoQ10 is really helpful for cardiac health. CoQ10 is an enzyme. We produce it naturally. And as usual, as we get older, we produce a whole lot less of it. So we want it, you know, if you have, it actually helps with people who have been diagnosed with heart failure. It helps with that, with the inflammation around the heart and the water and all of that. It helps with that. Also helps with high blood pressure. And, you know, of course, I'm always going to say, listen, if you're going to take a supplement that may interfere with a medication you're taking, of course, talk to your doctor. But this is a great supplement. I love CoQ10 so much. I think it's fantastic. It helps to energize the cell and the mitochondria as well. Go to savingdinner.com/show. Buy 3. You're going to get the 4th one for free. Isn't that a screaming deal? You know, I love a screaming deal. All of our tools are at savingdinner.com/tools. I'm talking cute mindful mug, right? I'm talking brand new quote deck, right? And I'm talking the journal. All of that's there. If you don't understand about our success tools, and especially if you're in a place of falling back and going, you know, how on earth am I going to get out of this place, this stuck place? Go look at the tools. They will help you every single step of the way. Helps to change your mindset, your environment, helps to change your mind, so you're writing it out every day. It's amazing. savingdinner.com/tools. That's what we have for you, right? I went through all the things. You're getting your girls a quote deck for Christmas. What a good idea, Jeanette. This is the way we do it. That's a great idea. Now, we've got other cool things coming down the tube. Just you wait. Just you wait. Terry says she's getting back on track. Smoothie to break your fast. I think that is one of the most helpful positive habits that you can create. Absolutely. That's the one that I've been doing. I'm down to 2 meals a day. And you think about that. Oh my gosh, are you starving? No, I'm not. I'm trained myself to do this, and it makes all the difference in the world. It takes an effort. Oh, is that what we're talking about today? Is this what wise women do? Let's get into the meat and the potatoes, shall we? Maybe not the potatoes, but the meat part. All right. Tell me now. Sarah's so funny. Anytime we have something new, I can't wait. Tell me now. She's worse than I am, and I'm pretty bad. So today, of course, it's Wise Women's Wednesday. Wise women create their own effort to get unstuck. They recognize unstuck. Unstuck comes up and bonks them right in the head. You felt it. You just felt like, oh, here I am. I'm stuck. Here I am. This is hard. Here I am. What am I going to do? How do I get unstuck? Well, I'm going to tell you first things first, right? You know this. If you keep doing the same thing you've always been doing, you're going to keep getting the same results. If you want different results, it's time to unplug. It's time to say, okay, so what is up here? And apply something completely different. That's the place that we got to go. Because the vision, the vibrant vision that you hold for yourself, that requires effort. And you got to go after it, right? And your effort is always going to affirm the intention of what you set for yourself. I'm going to repeat that. Your effort affirms intention because it's saying, yeah, this intention that you set, I am an athlete, or whatever it is that you've done it in your intention in an affirmation. I love doing it, and add a goal in, and we're talking fire right there. When we do that, it requires that there's going to be some effort that goes behind it, right? Some effort that goes behind it. It just doesn't happen otherwise. And I'll tell you right now, I'm going to preface all of that where your effort needs to go is based on, one, a hot desire. Do you have a hot desire? Anyone? Anyone here have a hot desire? Like you want this more than anything. Do you remember that? Remember wanting that man more than anything, that boy when you were a kid, super hot crush all over something or someone? And the amount of emotion that you felt, the incredible desire that you had, just let him notice me. Do you remember that? Well, how about if we take that emotional state that we had and we take it and we transfer that emotional state into a hot desire of what we want our lives to look like right now, right? Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's HD all the way, man. Hot desire, hot desire. And you think about it, it brings emotion, it bubbles emotion to the surface. And you know what? I want you to underline that. This is when your emotion is important. This is when we don't unplug, but we plug in, Look at what Amber wrote. Of course she said that. Leonardo DiCaprio. I wouldn't have let him drown. You would have been right in there, Amber. That hot desire, though, that we have is the same thing that we can take that emotional experience and apply it. We're smart like that. Wise women know this. Wise women say, I'm not going to emote over all this dumb stuff that I can't do anything about. Instead, I'm going to refocus, recalibrating, and then focus on the stuff that I can control and put hot desire on top of it and emote all over it. Just gooey, 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 crazy. It's cool. Remember we talked about trigger the other week? Was it last week or the week before? High-fiving yourself. You should have seen me today. I high-fived myself so hard, my hand hurt. But it made an impression, literally. It made an impression, and it again, I am after the effort creating the habit, the joyful habit. That's all about, again, circling the wagons all over my goal. I am an athlete. I train like one and I eat like one, joyfully, daily. That's my goal. That's my physical goal. Do you notice for mine, I don't have any weight involved in that. I don't have any inches lost or anything like that. Nothing wrong with that. But for me, where I need to put my focus is on that because I know me. And if I have my focus on that, I have my focus on the other things too. It makes sense for me. What makes sense for you is what makes sense for you. But this helps. This helps to make all of this happen. But you know what else comes involved with this hot desire and your goal and your plan? Are the little tasks that you've got to do to get them done. It's a to-do list. Anyone ever create a to-do list? The opposite of HD is SD, Stagnant Dreams. What up with that, Sarah? I might have to steal that. That's fantastic. It's true. And stagnant dreams are dreams that don't come true. Stagnant dreams are things that just puncture you right in the heart. And you think, I'm not worthy, I'm not this, I'm not that. Well, you know why? I haven't done anything about it. Remember I was talking to you about Tyler Perry? I mean, the guy was homeless. He's a couch surfer. But he didn't give up on his dreams. And now, look at him now, you know? He wasn't invited to the table. He created his own table. He made his own way. We are all invited to do that. Just the problem is that most people don't. The problem is that we look at it and go, oh, it's just too hard. So what? You know what to-do lists do? To-do lists help you to accomplish things. To-do lists require a check mark when it's done or crossing it out or however you want to do it. But to-do lists make you feel accomplished. I love it. It's just action and it's written down. Therefore, it becomes goals, itsy bitsy goals for your day. They're just everything. And you know what? A good to-do list requires thoughtful effort, not where you're going to just dump your whole life on a to-do list page and expect that it's all going to be fixed up that same day. That just doesn't work that way. But if you give a thoughtful effort to making this to-do list, you'll have thoughtful deployment of getting these things done. Yeah? Do you like that idea? And remember what one of our quotes of the week were just a few weeks ago? The reason you don't have what you want is because you're not committed to it. You know? This will correspond with what it is that you're doing daily. This is why this is a tactic. That's all this is. It's a tactic. By making this to-do list, you're gonna be able to just punch them all off. Live and die by to-do lists. So is your list supporting the exact life that you want to lead? Is it? I mean, there's going to be things that, go pick up a prescription or go, take the kids to fill in the blank. And you're going, well, that's not, whatever. We all have things that we just have to do. But is included in there is the stuff, the time. Have you allocated time for your morning ritual? Have you allocated time for your workout, for filling up your water bottles for hydration week? Have you done all of those things? Because this is what the list is about. The list helps you to not forget these things and to get them done. Instead of just relying on, I'll remember that. And how many times have you not remembered that? That's why I say write it down. And when you write it down, there's an amazing connection that happens between writing something down and your brain. It starts to inscribe that inside of you. It's incredible how that all works. So you got to ask this about yourself. Yesterday when we were like going right on into food addiction and we tore it apart. It's the same kind of honesty that I'm asking for you now. What kind of effort are you putting in right now? Seriously. Is it everything that you've got? Is it above and beyond? Is it the kind of thing that I'm all in, I'm committed to this? Is it? Because I believe that when we finally start to get to the place of bone raw honesty, our own vulnerability to ourselves starts to come out and we start to see, okay, wait, here, I need to self-correct here. You don't have to clobber yourself to do that. You just need to be honest about it. Are you really making the effort? Or are you just pretending? Are you going through the motions? You kind of saying, oh, I'm doing everything right, but yada, 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 yada. And then you disappear. then you're gone. And then you come back. Oh, I'm back. Can't believe this. And it's awful that. I'm going to tell you right now that your effort needs to be in what you're doing daily. It does. And wise women know that, but we run away from it. And I'm asking you to run to it, toward it. And don't be afraid of it. Don't allow the fear. Don't allow the procrastination. Don't allow all the old habits to come back. I know what they are. I've lived them. But if we're going to play full out, we've made a decision about half-ass. And half-ass isn't an option anymore. Because if you're going to be badassery, play with badassery, you got to get rid of half-assery. The whole world plays in the half-ass department. They do. But full, badass, do it, make it happen, these are a rare breed. These are wise women who recognize and see and know that in order to get unstuck, in order to move forward, in order to have the vibrant life that they want to live, you got to put in an effort. And it's all about that effort. And the tactics, simple. Make a to-do list. Make it based on your plan. Make it based on your goals. Honor your ritual every single morning. Honor your time. When we make a decision like this, and we decide we're going to give 100%, we're going to get back 100%. We are. We're not going to get back half-ass results. We can't put in half-ass and expect that we're going to get the vibrant life that we want to live. It's got to be full on. It's got to be consistently done on a daily basis. Pull out the tactics. You know them all. How many webinars have I done? Have you been there? Have you hydrated? Using your collagen or using fasting as a tool? We've got tools. But if you don't open your toolbox and you don't use them, and you can't come to me and say, I just don't know why. Oh, I do. You're not actively building that bridge. It takes effort daily. So commit to a different result then, Don't just let it go. Go with the flow, Don't just let everything pile up and say it's too hard, it's too overwhelming and what have you. You get to do this. If you're task oriented, just break it down. Break it down. So to create the right effort, you have to write your effort. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. Guess what? I'm all about these pencils. I know it just seems like the goofiest thing in the world. I've got stacks of these notebooks and I write in them. You should see what's on my ping pong table right now. We're in the middle of getting my office organized. I've got my show notes all just stacked up like this. I use that. Committed every day. I commit every day to showing up. I commit every day to finding a show that's going to hit something that I need to hear, because I figure if I need to hear it, you do too. I commit to this effort every single day, and I write this stuff out mostly. Yesterday I had no show notes. Surprise! I just, blah. But usually I have show notes, and then I send them to Amber, and then Amber takes it and she watches the show, she writes it up, and that's what you see in our daily dish. We're committed. After 20 years, Saving Dinner is committed to helping you get dinner on the table and helping you to get the life you want to live. Period. Committed. Clement Stone said, don't expect what you don't inspect. Inspect your work is the whole thing. Are you doing the right thing? Are you doing the things that you need to do? Are you in it? Are you? Or are you just pretending? You don't know where your time's gone, and then you're just looking at everything. We need to evaluate and reevaluate what we're doing all the time. Everyone does. And that's not to say you don't have it and I do. It's to say we're all human and we all have to readjust and refine. It's the refiner's fire 100% of the time. That's not because we're looking for perfection. It's because we're honing in on our excellence. That's how it's done. It's how it's done. I mean, some questions. Ask yourself, does this help? Is what I'm doing here, is this helpful for me? Is this getting me toward this goal or not? Am I accomplishing what I want to accomplish? Listen, we're all accomplishment oriented, all of us. We feel good with accomplishment. Accomplishment says, I have done a good job. Well done, my good and faithful servant. We need to be like this. We need to be looking, is there movement toward my goal? Or am I just giving it lip service? This is the honesty that we were talking about, and that honesty is can rip us. That honesty can sear our hearts and make us go, wow. Because we're the best at pretending and putting on masks and just getting by. Thinking we're doing what we need to be doing, thinking that we're giving it our best effort when truly we're not. And that's not to say you're not doing a good enough job, it needs to be perfect, blah, 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 blah. It's to say, you got to look at, what are you doing? What are you doing? I was doing that myself with my morning ritual. And I have goals, a couple of goals that I have pushed off and procrastinated about. One's a writing goal, and one is another thing that I'm needing to do with social media. And I just there's a part of me that just doesn't want to do it, right? But I know that my effort is directly going to affect my outcome. And not doing it's not an option. Not doing it means not showing up. Not doing it is throwing money after nothing. I have somebody that coaches me and tells me, this is what you need to do. And I'm pushing back. That's my honesty right there. I'm giving it to you straight. Your lack of effort, your effort or your lack of effort is going to create momentum either toward or away from your goal, period. That's easy. You can see that. You know what it feels like to go full in. Anybody here ever get married? Anybody here ever plan a wedding? And you remember the extraordinary amount of information that you had to grow through and figure out? We're in the middle of planning our event, full bloom. So many plans, so many things that need to be in place, a lot of moving parts. But I will tell you, if we decided to opt out and go away, life extension, good grief, they're just binging the heck out of me. If we decided to opt out and just let it ride, what do you think? What kind of a event is this going to be? Something that you're going to find memorable? Or are you going to come in and see something that's well planned? You will if we put through an effort. You won't if we don't. Simple. And I just want to remind you about something here. Sometimes our days are long. Got kids? Anyone? Elderly parent? Long days where you're being tested and pushed and pulled and all of that. And just, inside your heart, you're just going, oh, will I ever get through this? Remember your 2-year-old, 3-year-old throwing themselves on the floor in the Target store? How about giving your dad a shower or whatever else that you've ever been through as you go through your caregiving and your parenting and grandparenting and all of that. But you know what I can tell you is this: the days are long, but the years are short. I would give anything to be able to hold my mother's hand again and just tell her I love her. As hard as those days were, I miss her. And I even miss some of those long days. Or how about your sticky-handed little boy who would come up, my son, Peter, and pat me on the shoulder and say, I love you, Mommy. What I wouldn't give to have that again. Those long, long days. And those fleeting years. My son's turning 30 this year. How did that happen? You know how it is. We will look back and we wistfully wish, well, I'm not here to sit here and let's mourn our time, or let's do that. But I want you to see this, because what you do every single day matters. We can't just waste our time. We can't kill it. We can't just allow it to go without intention, without effort, toward the things that we want to accomplish in our day. Because I'm going to tell you right now, the things that you want to accomplish, the vibrancy that you want to have in your life, it's not just for you, it's for the people around you too. You don't think they're going to be affected? It's going to spill over into everything that you do in your life. Your job, your marriage, your children, your grandchildren, your friends. That's the kind of impact that we have. That's why it's so important to recognize and know that you're incredibly important. You're anointed. You're on purpose and for purpose. Your days and your time and your energy and your effort matter tremendously. So if you want to fulfill those dreams, if you want to live out your vibrant vision, so you won't be stuck, so you'll have the life that you want, so you can affect and be the change in somebody else's life maybe. Somebody's going to look at you and say, she did it, I can too. Somebody's going to look at you and say, but look at the way she handles her life. She's got all this going on and look at what she does. You are an example every single day. Whether you know it or not, there is a pair of eyeballs on you watching everything that you do. What kind of an example do you want to be? It's a lot of pressure, isn't it? Takes effort. It takes effort. So here's the things that I want you to do. I've got 7 things for you for effort, things that you can do. Number 1, line up with that hot desire, sister. Line it up. You have a hot desire. I have a hot desire. Line up with that. You know what that means? You got an environment that creates and helps to support the life you want to live. You've got accountability in place, because I'm going to tell you right now, without accountability, just this once creeps in. Just a little bit of this creeps in. Falling back into old habits creeps in. Doing all the stuff that you don't want to do creeps in. That's what you need to do. And I'm going to tell you what, if you show up, and if you're here, you know, showing up, every single person that's here shows up. Every single person that's here gets results. Yep. Are you getting the results, though, that you want is the question. And that's all based on the effort that you're putting through. Number 2, decide, declare, and decree. You ready? Decide, I am an athlete. Declare, I'm an athlete. Do you hear me? I'm making a decree now. I am an athlete. That's my goal. That means that I am all in 100% on a daily basis, all in, including rest days, by the way, which means don't go off the hinges. Don't be an idiot. Don't eat a bunch of crackers, Leanne. Right? We don't need to go off the rails, y'all. You know what we need to do? We need to hone in to the hot desire. Hone it in. Hone. Feel it. I want you to burn with it. That this is so important to you. You're not going to let anything stand in your way. That's how hot I want you to feel it. Hot, hot, hot. Get close to it and say, oh, not a little bit closer. I'm going to burn. So what? Guess what? You're going to affect the people around you. You are an example. I want you to feel that, because there's a tremendous responsibility that comes with being an example. Tremendous, right? Vicki says she's one hot mama. Yes, you are. I want you to light your life on fire with desire, because this is going to affect everything. It's going to affect the food that you cook. It's going to affect the things that you shop for. It's going to affect the relationships that you have. It's going to affect your community, and you're going to spread this out, like a wildfire, like a wildfire. That's your life. I want you to say it. I want you to feel it. I want you to emote it. I want you to high five yourself and hurt your hand. That's how much I want you to feel it. All about that. This is what does it. Number 3, I'm just going to put a little preface to all of this. You are going to have Edison moments where it's not working. That means you need to learn the cha-cha. 1 step forward, 1 step back. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It's just a matter of learning the dance. It's going to happen. You are not perfect. Not this side of glory, sister. So allow for those times where it just didn't work out. But do me a favor, will you? The time that you spend beating yourself up, the time that you spend just feeling really bad about yourself, the time that you spend just sitting there emoting and talking all about it to who will ever listen, will you take all that energy and refocus it on the goal and just say, you know what, I might have fallen down, but man, I got right back up. Because this is how we make those Edison moments shorter, smaller, and less of a burden. Really, I swear to you, this is what works. Number 4, will you ask for help? Help, I've fallen and I can't get up. Okay, ask for help. Don't lay there. Don't wallow. Stop. When something isn't working, it's time to pull the fire cord and say, you know what, it's time. Something's not working. It's not on where it needs to be. I'm stuck. Cool. Guess what? Your community is there to help you up. Your community has your back. Your community has your front too. And your community is not going to let you down. If you show up and you say, I need help, there's someone there for you. And if you're smart, you're going to get into the weeds. You're going to get a body clutter buddy. And if you're really smart, you're going to set up a weekly meeting where you're accountable. This is what I'm doing. This is where I've fallen down. This was my Edison moment. But I'm in it all the way. I'm committed. Do that. Watch what happens. Watch what happens. Yeah, pinkies up for community. Amen. Number 5, keep your eye on the prize. It's not about the stumble. It's not about the Edison moment. It's not about, oh, what is everybody thinking? It's not about all of that. It's about the prize. What are you after? Where's your hot desire? Refocus. Refocus. When you find your focus going to the place where it likes to go, that's your Oregon Trail. Oh, this is where I always go. It's time to say, recalibrating. You know, it's like I feel like this is when I was in England, or no, I was in Ireland, and I was on one of those traffic circles. It kept missing the thing. I mean, there's like 8 off ramps, you know, and every time I miss it, the thing would say recalibrating. Finally got it, but you just keep going in circles, don't you? Recalibrating, trying to fix it out, recalibrate. Where do you want to go? Where you want to go, you're going to start listening to your inner GPS and start to do it. Click, click, click. Get it done. Get it done. That's my exit. That's where I need to go. There's my goal. Number 6, your limitations, fears, and negative thoughts only have the power to derail you if you give them permission. You know, everything is permission oriented when it comes to the things that we think about. Did you know that? If you allow for this kind of stuff and you allow for those places of just, you know, going haywire and going into that negative place, then you get to, you know, it's a wallow sitch, isn't it? You just wallow, 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 sad, 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 overwhelmed, struggle bus, yada, yada, yada. But you've given it permission, you know, you've signed up for it. Don't. Just say, you know what, all of this, okay, all of this little, yeah, this is it, but this is my focus. Back we go to focus. What is your focus? Your focus is the hot desire for the thing you want. Number 7, do your best. Do your best. Don't try. Remember Yoda, do or do not, there is no try. You know what I think? I believe that trying isn't at all applying to what it is that you want. Trying is an escape hatch, so you don't have to give it your full effort. It's half-assery is what it is. Try is stupid and it's bogus. We don't need to try. You try on a pair of jeans if you want to, but don't try with your life. You don't get to live it again, guys. This is it. This is all you got. And sometimes the days are long, but the years are fleeting. Giving your best effort every single day is going to get you unstuck and is going to get you to the place of living the life you've always wanted. The hot desire has to be there. Feed the hot desire. Don't feed all the other negative stuff. Come on. You've done that. What have you proven? It doesn't work. Are you ready? Are you ready to commit to 100% effort? Using your hot desire as the steam, as the fuel, as the momentum to push through. If you are, it's time to start using your tools. If you are, you, my friend, are a wise woman. This is how we get it done. This is how we get it done. Pinkies up. I'm all over this today. So go and light your day on fire. And if you're feeling like it's hard, there's something pulling on you, just remember this. Yes, the days can be long, but the years are fleeting. The years are fleeting. And the effort that you put forth today to stoke that hot desire, and the effort that you put forth today to get the things that you want in your life, that's the stuff that's going to change everything. Everything. You have a vibrant vision for your life. Now put that effort toward it. Yes? Pinkies up. Peace be with you. I'll see you tomorrow for Thirsty Thursday. Bye.
Thanks for watching. You can find us on YouTube on the Saving Dinner channel or on the Saving Dinner Facebook page. Check back daily for new episodes, Monday to Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you missed the live show, you can watch the replay. Until next time, pinkies up.